Hi everyone, my name is Nick Wasileski. I'm playing Pastor Manders. I'm a sophomore and I am a theater performance major. Pastor Manders is, he is what it says. He is a pastor of the local town near where the Alvings live. And he has a bit of history with the family. He's this sort of self-righteous clergyman who is helping Mrs. Alving with the business of the orphanage, and also sort of trying to keep her and her family on the path of righteousness. I'm enjoying it far more than I actually thought I would, because I remember when I initially read the script, I was like, this is kind of. But then once I actually stood up and started reading it, I thought, this is actually really cool. And then of course with what Len's having us do with all of this analysis, and I don't want to say slow crawl, but I mean we're inching through everything, and it's really helping pay a lot of attention to detail, which there is a lot of in an Ibsen play. So I think I'm actually very much enjoying this. Yeah. My process for finding Manders. Well, like I said before, he's a very self-righteous man. So there's a lot of purpose in the way he moves. He's very, I don't want to say direct, but he's very specific with how he moves. Nothing is wasted when he is collected of himself. That might be right. I don't know. So there's sort of this. There's always this weight that he carries around, and so I try and get the physical out of it first, and then once I can get his physical sort of posture and that sort of thing, I can start working on the whole mental process. And so he's a man who is sort of always questioning himself. He's never really sure what he said or what he's doing is the right thing. So he's constantly trying to justify what he says and does. So I guess there's sort of this sort of hesitance to the way he acts. And so I try to embody that as much, keeping that sort of strength, while at the same time keeping the inward doubt, I should say. What's most challenging? All of the stuff I just said. No. I think the most challenging is combining that, because you have this man who thinks he is constantly in the right, but he's not sure that he's in the right. So it's finding that balance of being a person who thinks they're right but maybe isn't. So, there's a difference between, being a person who thinks they're right and isn't, and being a person who thinks they're right but isn't sure if they're right. So it's really finding the balance between the more public side and private side of Manders, because there is a very distinct difference. Why am I a theater major? I love to do it. It's a lot of fun to be able to step into another person's shoes, and become another person, and just see how other people can act. So using your body and voice as sort of this vehicle to create a better understanding of human behavior. Really, that's the bullshit answer of it, but I like to do it. It's fun, and I get to be not me for a little while. So, well, as I said, it can really teach you a lot about human behavior, because you have people studying and analyzing the words and actions of characters, because you can go through a novel and speculate about what these characters are feeling, and what did Harry Potter mean by this when he waved his wand or something like that. With theater, you can do that, but then say, okay, now let's get up and do that. It's the difference between being able to speculate and analyze things, and then getting up and being able to put it into a physical medium. So it's very important for the physical side of analysis. Oh, my dream role. It's like picking a favorite kid. Who's your favorite child? Well, dream role. I mean, there's a bunch that I'd love to do. There's a lot that I've been very lucky enough to already have. I think the role at this point that I would love to portray would be the role of Floyd Collins in the historical musical Floyd Collins. It's sort of this southern twangy kind of musical based on true stories about the historical caver Floyd Collins, about how he got stuck in a cave. And it's just, the characters, a lot of fun, a lot of interesting shit.